Alright, and we are back in Subnautica. I think I'm slowly getting smoother at that. Okay, so at this point, I just want to quickly do an options check on this end. 2080 display 1, recommended high, water quality high. Also, on regards to the bitrate, what I was mentioning before, this is why the stream is in 720 and not 1080, although it has been suggested to me that I should, once the net has stabilized, up the bitrate and keep it at 720 because it's easier for a larger amount of people to actually be able to watch. Alright, so this save game is well and truly dead at this point, so we're going to get rid of that one. Hello? Don't tell me Subnautica just crashed. No, very good. Okay. Survival. Let's go see what we find. I'll leave the loading screen up. This gives me a chance to actually be able to chat to everybody. World of Tank Arty flashbacks. It's been a while since I've played artillery in World of Tanks, but I don't recall being able to one-shot people in my vehicles. Well, at least it was rare. Inspired by the stream, hopped on PUBG, got dicked over by the circle, latest game, 16 alive, and I was across the river 1 minute. Yeah, that has happened to me so many times. The worst one I had, I could have made the circle. The river was in front, I was cut off, the circle was actually shrinking into the military base, and I was on the north side of the river. Both the bridges were being camped, so I decided I'd go up halfway, and I still had about 45 seconds left. It would have been enough for me to swim the river to the other side, and the border for the circle was just on the water for the river, so if I cleared the river I would have been fine to be able to get up the side and be able to continue the fight. Got into the water and got about halfway across the river. There was somebody in the building across the other side, ran out to the edge and started sniping me while I was in the water. I thought, you dick. But it is a game where, you know, making dick moves is actually the entire point, so you can't really complain about it all that much. Ooh, volumes may need to be adjusted, by the way. So apologies if this is a little louder this time. Hey, this looks familiar.
3, 2, 1.
Let's see if this dickhead is good enough to actually remember to duck this time, because this has got to be at least the 50th or 60th time I've ejected from this ship. And there's the panel loose. And nope, dickhead is still a dickhead. Any games I'm looking forward to? And not really at this time. I'm interested in taking a closer look at what's going to be the new Star Wars Battlefront, but I'm not, by taking a look at it, I mean waiting till somebody who reviews them for a living actually purchases it and finds out whether or not it's trash. Because get stuff if I'm spending money on buying that again until I know for sure what it's going to be like. But there is, actually, wait till this goes through.
To keep you alive on an alien world.
Yes. I know how this all works. This UI has changed a little bit though. Inventory, material settings. This is a lot smoother. This looks a lot better too. I like this. We don't need that open. What have we been dumped with in terms of supplies? Let's put the fire extinguisher in there. We got 2 flares, water and food. I'll eat one of the foods now. Okay, that fixes that up. Cool. Alright, let's get out of the top of the pod. Put a little bit more finish on that.
suffered orbital hull failure. Cause unknown. 0 human life signs detected.
Yeah, funny that. Okay, as I was saying, there is actually one game that I'm sort of looking forward to at the moment, but I'm not entirely sure in its status. Does anybody remember the game System Shock? Well, back in the day, it was a sort of an RPG before its time. It was absolutely fantastic, and there was System Shock 2, great series, amazing series.
Uncharted, ocean planet.
Yes, I know,
Oxygen
computer.
atmosphere. Water contamination high.
Yeah, shut up. Grab you as well.
Creature discovered.
You're going to do this every time I
Alien
touch
life
something, aren't you?
May have unexpected
Options. Presentation. Where is the shut up computer option?
applications. Utilizing
Probably not
alien
gonna be one.
resources is a proven survival strategy.
Alright. This is going to be fun. Yeah, back in the day it was sort of the horror RPG of its time. It was incredible. But it sort of went by the wayside for a long time. The company that made it sort of disintegrated and, you know, all the stuff that normally happens. Well, a bunch of them have actually gotten back together and they're in the process of remaking the original System Shock with VR capability under modern graphics standards using, I believe, the Unreal 4 engine they were using, or looking at using. They've got a brief demo out for it at the moment, and I'm sort of waiting for them to actually get the full game sort of up and running, because that was one of the key games of my childhood. I loved that game. Scared the crap out of me, but I loved it. Some titanium there, and what else will we need? Grab the salt. I'll need a couple more of those. How much have we got for inventory? Yeah, we've got plenty of space. More titanium. I will tell you right now, it's playing smoother. This is much, much, much smoother. Some more salt in there. Cool. Now I can grab a... Thank you. So what have I got? We've got the pepper, we've got the bladderfish. Need another pepper. No, I'm not... I don't want either of yous on my taskbar. Thank you. I hate how it does that. Cool. Other things to grab. We are going to need some copper and we are going to need some mushrooms. I'm not grabbing the mushrooms until we've already got the copper, so I need a cave or somewhere where I can find some limestone deposits that I can crack open for copper. Oh, nope, 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 not going in there. You bastard following me out. God, I hate those things. Are there any more of them in here? Nope, well, I'll come over and I'll take the sulfur because I can use that for construction later. More quartz. Definitely take more quartz. Air is running low. Oh, shit, another one. Friggin' things. Oh, time to get out of here, I think.
Oxygen.
Yeah, I'm already on my way up. Okay, so let's see what we have so far. First things first. That fixes that up. Cured food. And a cure 2 of the pipers. Or the peepers. And I need... No, I don't want to cook it. I'm going to turn it into water. And bladderfish into water. Tools. We make flares, what we got for the cave sulfur, but that is not exactly what I had in mind. Standard O2 tank, glass titanium, basic materials. Turn these titanium chunks that we've got over into raw titanium. The animations here are much nicer. This is much, much, much smoother. Make a titanium ingot. No, we're going to make some glass though. Just 2. I want to leave the rest raw for the moment. Equipment. Standard O2 tank. Floating air pumps, pipes. Alright, tools. Scanner, we're going to need the titanium. Repair tool, flashlight, survival knife, air bladder, flare, habitat builder, computer chip, and battery. The battery, just better double check everything and make sure they haven't changed it. No, still 2 ashen mushrooms, 1 copper core. Computer chip, 2 table coral samples, 1 gold and 1 copper wire. Table coral samples, I'm going to need the knife. Which doesn't actually appear to be on the list anymore. Oh no, there it is there. Survival knife, silicon rubber, from which I'm going to need a 2 creepvine seed clusters. Alright, so we'll stick the rest of this in here because there's no point in me keeping it all. I want to keep some of the quartz raw because I'll need it for the solar panels once I start building a base, and we'll keep the cave sulfur in there as well. Take the water and the cured peeper. That gives me food and water access. Health is okay. So we're going to start off. Nice new animation, I like that. So, silicon rubber. There's Aurora. So we should be able to just swim out this way, and with a little luck we should be able to find our way towards the creepvine forest, which will have what we need. The blue outline for the PDA seems a bit dark. I don't know, I kind of like it. Yeah, I remember System Shock. Yeah, fantastic game. Sorry, a little slow reading the comments. Still getting used to this part. Did they change the quartz model? Yes, they have. This is definitely different. Much bluer, much easier to see. Extra sound effects too. When I broke the surface, then you can hear. Hang on, if I go down below and burn a little air, when I come back to the surface, hear that little hiss as it sucks in all the air. Do I like seafood? Damn right I do. I love me some seafood. And god damn it. My tablet just decided to turn off the chat, so I just lost everything that was up there. But that's alright, I can still read what's actually popping up on the main screen. And here comes the eclipse. Yeah, the water looks absolutely fantastic. Ah, cool. They've made the quartz glow again, which I like, and we're almost at the creepvine forest. Yeah, the game is improving. The reason why it's... That was Stalker. The reason why it's improving to this point is because they are not actually all that far out of releasing it at this point. So was that an eclipse, or was it hit night time? I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy reading chat. Oh. We'll work it out. But yeah, they're only a couple of patches away from actually fully releasing the game now. The last patch was basically to introduce the early access backer award, which is a cute little pet that should be floating around here somewhere. You got to find an egg and hatch it, and it gives you this cute little Cthulhu-inspired squid pet
Life
thingy.
on this planet grows in unusually distinct and diverse ecological biomes. Further study recommended.
Okay, so that's creepvine that I need.
Acquired.
And apparently picking the creep vine just gave me a blueprint. So I'm going to search the cliffs over here as well, because I need to get me some copper. And more quartz is always going to be necessary as well. Grab that.
Detecting increased local radiation levels. Trend is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core, sustained during planet fall.
Titanium. Yeah, it's because she's going to blow up. I just want to make sure I'm in a good position to enjoy the show, because I do like the explosion animation in this. Right, so I've noticed they have made the actual rocks on the cliff faces that contain your quartz a little, contain your copper and your titanium supplies a little bit harder to see. They used to stand out more. Fair. Yeah, going to the surface. Might as well take this back and process it at the very least. That way I've got the silicon rubber and I should be able to make the knife out of there. So I just need a lot of copper, and then I need to go back into the creepvine forest to look for the gold. It's probably the best place to actually find it at this point, unless they've moved it all. That's my biggest worry. Whenever they play with the patches, sometimes they move where particular items spawn, so I'm used to finding them in a particular place, and then suddenly you just can't get them anymore. Alright, so that's our new plan. When we picked the creep vine, we got the plans for the lubricant. Make 4 silicon rubber. I want to turn the titanium over as quickly as possible, of course. Now, oh yeah, it's just telling us, yeah, okay, fair enough. Those tools, survival knife.
Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception.
Well, that was a dumb decision, wasn't it? Alright, so at this point we've got pretty much everything we need except the batteries, and we definitely need to start getting the batteries organised. We're getting a little dry on. Store one of those. We don't need that there. Hi, good morning. Alright, now we need to go find copper. We got plenty of everything else we need, but we need copper. Hey, that was easy.
An essential component of all powered equipment. Your probability of survival has just increased to unlikely, but plausible.
I like that. Unlikely, but plausible. At least the computers of the future are honest. I don't feel like getting blown up. We should be able to find plenty more copper around here. Well, with the copper I've got at the moment guarantees we can actually start building a base, which I'm going to have to do because I'm already running into storage issues, but I'm hoping... Titanium, damn it. I was hoping to grab enough to actually be able to make the... Yes, computer. To make the copper wire as well, because then all I need to do is get the gold, and we're good for the computer chip. titanium. Don't actually need the titanium at this point. Having said that, I'm grabbing big chunks of it. Alright, we've got some nice pieces here. Copper. Beautiful. Some lead, which we will actually need at some point. Titanium. Come on, give me more copper. Thank you. Titanium. And inventory is full. But I will dump that for more copper. Alright, and now one, two. Pick some mushrooms. This is playing really nice. There's no pop-in, there's no slowdown as I'm moving around zones. They have actually really optimized this nicely. Once I get on board, we'll have a quick check of chat before I move on. Well, once the game goes live, guns will be modded in. Maybe. The guy who's actually in charge of developing the game is actually very anti-gun. You know, some people don't like that. I don't really give a damn either way, providing he makes a good game. I just get this sneaking suspicion that they may actually disable the modding if it's going to prevent putting guns in. He's sort of pretty gung-ho about it. Which would suck terribly, but we'll see. We'll see in the long run exactly what's going to happen there. Alright, so we need the computer chip still for the habitat builder, but we can at least get the scanner up and running for a start.
The scanner can be used to synthesize blueprints from salvaged technology and to record alien biological data.
Yeah, I know how it works. Okay, so second set of tools. We are going to need... still make the copper wire. And we still have copper ore to make another battery. So I need 2 table copper, coral samples, a piece of gold, and that gets me the computer chip. And then... tools, habitat builder, and we need the battery, so we've still got enough for the battery too. Alright, so in that case, let's see how this is going to work. Pretty much the same way as it did before, not much else. Withering weed. Never found out what all of this extra... Like the extra plant life here you can scan, such as the withering weed, actually does. If you can actually use it for anything, or if they're planning on having it usable for anything. Alright, so that's that done. Giant coral tubes. We'll give that a scan as well while we're at it, just on the way past. I'm not going to bother collecting any more table coral samples. Actually give that a scan too on the way through. I'm not going to collect any more titanium or anything at this point. I will just, because, well, I don't have the space to in the first place. But at this point, it's honestly more important. Really should have processed that before I left. Oh well, it just means I'll just dump some stuff. Dump those 3. It's not like I need them at the moment anyway. They can just stay there and I'll come back and collect them later. I want the habitat builder up and running first, so we can actually start building some storage and actually expanding. Alright, there is the kelp forest over there. And that is a sand shark. What the hell is a sand shark doing over here? I don't want to start dealing with sand sharks yet. Oh, because that is... Ooh, we got a wreck piece here, and we're on the edge. That looks like the heart of the red grass plains. We might be on a joining point between the two. This is going to be a bastard. At least we got the scanner this time, so we can actually... Sea glide fragment. Another sea glide fragment. Right, so we've got the sea glide now.
Near blueprint acquired.
Beacon fragment. Plans for the beacon now. Alright, so...
30 seconds.
Yes, we need to get some air. I know, and then we're going to come back down. Alright, so we're full up there. Just want to check this section of debris up here. It looks like they've changed the design for the actual debris itself too. This looks much nicer than it did before. That's copper. Don't want copper. What is that? Grav trap fragment.
Seconds.
Alright, so that's the grav trap unlocked.
Short-range scans suggest this biome supports extensive biodiversity both above and below the surface.
Scan the spadefish while we're at it. Wait, get your ass back here. Part of the counter.
Near blueprint acquired.
Right, so they've made some of the the internal. I want to build a really nice looking place parts available close to the surface. That's actually nice. I like that. Alright, it doesn't look like there's anything else here, and this isn't actually what we came here for in the first place. This was just a nice bonus. I'm not going in there. I can see what's in there. So at this point, what we need is the gold. Once we get the gold, we're good.
Oxygen.
Yeah, I'm going to the surface. Okay. Stalkers. I got plenty of titanium on me at the moment, so I should be able to distract them at the very least. Thank you, that was easier than expected. Alright, let's get back to the surface and get the hell out of here. Actually go get our habitat builder put together so we can start constructing our first base. Let's cruise along just below the surface and we'll see exactly... Oh, give me a chance to actually check what's going on in chat. Well, I could do a contrast video. I could go back to the original upload I did, because my original Subnautica upload was just me. I was really enjoying the game, and it was at the time when I was just first starting to diversify away from War Thunder. And yeah, just put up a video to see if anybody liked the look of it, what people thought, mainly because I just liked the game and people demanded a series out of it. So I could go back and download that video. Although it's at a much lower quality, it comes from a time of an older, less capable PC, and put it side by side with what it's up to. Domina for a stream. There's some viewer-based interactions. It's quite fun. I've never even heard of Domina before, but I will look into it. Yeah, they have some depth now. Was that a pun, Subspacer? Okay, so we'll get a battery put together for starters. And at this point, we can now make the computer chip. So we can go down to our, if we don't click off the tool set, and we can get the habitat builder. Awesome.
The builder tool is designed to construct habitats capable of withstanding extreme environmental conditions.
Alright, so what we're going to do now grab a whole bunch of titanium. And we'll stick all that silicon rubber we made extra in there. That will be fine. Water and food. I'm going to have to go on a water mission shortly. Alright, first base. Now, best place to put it. Well, honestly, I want to head back out here towards the... Oh, you bastard. Piss off. You dirty mongrel you got in front of me. God, I hate those things. Oh, well, I'll go back and get a health kit. I'll head over here near the edge of the creepvine forest, and that's where I think will be the first spot to build the base. Because it'll have access to the newer resources, which will be very, very, very useful. The orange throughout here will do. So we'll start off with the foundation, as you do. That's interesting. That wants to... saying it's fine for me to build that right there. Okay. That's, I think it's having some terrain detection issues there, but we'll, that's right, we'll fix it up by cheating a little.
Caution. Continued degradation of the Aurora's drive core may
Still
result
too high,
in
but...
quantum detonation. Continuing to monitor.
Oh, that's not good.
Oxygen.
No, don't drown. Thank you. Air is good, thank you. That was nearly very stupid of me. Yeah, a little higher than I would have liked, but hey, that'll do. Put another foundation block off here and we'll square this off nicely for the new area. And it's not going to let us cut into the cliffs there. Oh, that's fine. Alright. Now... and... let's go for one more T intersection. There we go, we'll quickly grab a grab of air. Now, once the sun rises, we should be just about at the point where the Aurora is getting ready to explode. We don't have any glass on us at the moment, which is unfortunate. We'll have to go and get some of that. Exterior modules. We do have quartz and we do have the titanium, so we can preemptively put the solar panels in before we've even got a door on the place. Another one just there. And we'll put in a third one here, because the plan is we're going to look for the multi-purpose rooms next.
30 seconds.
Yes, computer. I'll look for the multi-purpose rooms next, and it's going to be 2 multi-purpose rooms off there with an entrance on each end, and we should be good for a starting base. That should have all of the storage that we actually need. For the moment, we're going to need glass so we can actually get inside of that. Yeah, those little bastards seems a hell of a lot more violent than they were. They seem to travel right out of the caves. I don't think they ever used to do that. Yeah, I've got a soft spot for anything where I can build a base. Anything where I can sit back and construct stuff, whatever. Fallout 4 wasn't a fantastic game, but for me, once I was able to mod the hell out of the base construction elements, I actually quite enjoyed the game. I've got more hours actually working on my settlements than I do working on the actual storyline for that game. As far as I'm concerned, it saved it for me. It's part of the reason why I like Kerbal Space Program so much, because I can just sit back and just build. I've got 4 quartz. I've got the solar panels already in, so I grab all of the quartz now. Resources, basic materials, and we'll turn everything over to glass so I can start putting in the windows and everything else that's required. And what else are we going to need? We've only got 2 pieces of titanium left, but we'll grab that regardless. Good for food. Water is becoming an issue, so before we go over and work on the new base, time to sacrifice the local air sac population until I have time to actually start making bleach for purified water. Come here. Actually, if I remember correctly, yep, hold shift and it will just leave the UI for the menu up. So 3 waters. We'll take the lot. Stuff it. There we go. Full up. Now, Aurora is there, so I should have a base over here somewhere. I'll need to beacon this one, I think. Habitat power restored, all primary systems online. Yep, well the sun just came up. That's why. Ah, there it is. That was a little bit off center. Oh, it looks like they put some lights on the habitat now too. Or is that just a reflection? Ah, no, that's just... where is it? Ah, no, they've put some on the outer skin. I don't remember these lights here being here. Like, they had always had the ones on the end pieces. But I think the rest of these are new. Either that or I just wasn't paying anywhere as much attention as I thought. Alright, let's put a door in the end of this.
Oxygen.
Yep.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I don't think that's exactly how those hatches are supposed to work, but anyways, we'll ignore that for the moment. And put a couple of windows in the place because with views like this, it needs windows, and we're out of glass, so we only had enough for 2 of those, but that's okay. Now, what do we have? Locker. Actually, we're going to pull this window out because I need the glass to put lockers in here for storage. one built. Oh, why isn't that giving me a... So it's giving me a green there. There. Yeah, it's pretty much on the wall. I'm happy with that. Alright, so we can stick the spare copper ore and the lead in there for a start, and we can start moving all of our supplies down to this base. And this will be our new main area, because, well, basically I can gather more stuff here. Ever tried Space Engineers? Yes, I have. I've got Space Engineers. I've got it installed on at the moment. There's a lot of things about Space Engineers that I don't actually like. The construction in it is interesting, but the way it works, it's very clunky. I am interested in getting Medieval Engineers on the other hand. Apparently that is fantastic. But I do give Space Engineers a poke every now and again. I've tried to get into it, but it just hasn't, that one just hasn't worked. Kind of helium, yeah. Yeah, helium, that's something I've got to play again soon enough. I have to get a few people around. We're going to have to jump on a server and give it a poke, because it's had a few updates since then. And a game like this, there should be an airlock mechanic. I absolutely agree there should be. And lockers with windows, nothing shows up inside. Yeah, that's a Subnautica thing. There should be a large metal locker that doesn't actually require you to have cut glass or anything else in order to be able to make it. There's a small one, but it just never stores enough, and you have to wind up building 50 billion of the things in order to be able to actually store your goods, where you can, by comparison, just build a couple of those larger storage lockers with glass, and you're good to go. Alright. Clean out some titanium here. Actually, while I'm doing that, what time is it? About 3:30. That's alright, we've got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Advanced wiring kit. So this is new. Well, it's not a new piece, but it's a new unlock for me. I've picked that up somewhere along the way. Don't need to start making titanium ingots just yet. What will be the next piece of tech we need? We want a beacon for starters, so we're going to need some copper wire, which I can't have here. Actually, what I really need... Fabricator requires 2 silver ore. That's going to be fun to find. Huh. And I'm going to need to get 4 glass for an aquarium, because I do want an aquarium in that base. The main reason being is the aquarium can be used to store fish that I need to cook up later, so I can have a bulk supply available if I need it. This way. I'm probably going to get turned about a little bit here, because I'm actually going to be looking for various ingredients on the way down. We've got a crate just sitting down here. What's in it? Sea glide. Oh, we don't need the sea glide fragments. Now, silver is the red plains, so I really want to build a sea glide before I go there. So the base is just down there. I know it's there. I'm just looking around to see if we can find ourselves some extra quartz so I can start making some glass. One. So that's 1 piece of glass. one more and we got 2.
Oxygen.
Yes, going for air. Surprised we haven't got our sea moth is about to explode warning yet. Pick up the salt deposits. Leave that tunnel. There's usually some copper in there. We don't need that just yet. Surprisingly little quartz in this area. Of course, now I'm looking for quartz. I can't find it. When I wasn't looking for quartz before, it was all over the place. There's a piece over here, I think. That's 2 glass. That's in. I still got space. Another piece down here. Yeah, this is part of the reason why we need to start. When you start the game, you need to start building to expand out as quickly as possible. I'm already starting to strip certain resources relatively clear here. We've got plenty of titanium. Salt deposits are still good, but we're already having issues finding quartz, and quartz is... Grab that quartz. You bastard of a thing. Quartz is arguably the most important early resource. That sounded like another one exploding. That wasn't Aurora going up. And that is a stalker. No, we're not playing with you. No, you can go away now. Aha. Alright, so that will give us 4. I have to go back and grab another health kit, I think. Yeah, this is a medical kit fabricator for those who haven't seen the game before. It will generate a new med kit every 5 to 10 minutes, give or take. So providing you don't mess yourself up any sooner than that, you can keep popping your health back to full, as is necessary. Alright, start refining some glass. RTS, RPG management games like Prison Architect, FTL, RimWorld, stuff like that. Yeah, I'll probably play those on stream at some time. I've got a couple of those. I've definitely got RimWorld, I've got FTL, I think everybody has FTL. Prison Architect, I'm not entirely sure about. Actually, I think I do have Prison Architect. I don't have the Escapists. So yeah, I'd definitely consider some of those. The other one, talking about strategies, a while ago I was actually going to start a playthrough of Homeworld. I'm actually wondering whether or not instead of doing that for the channel, I should actually do that for the stream. Because Homeworld is fantastic. Alright, so we have plenty of titanium, we have 4 chunks of glass. Now there was a... Actually got to remember what I was looking to build the glass for at this point. Oh, it's for the aquarium. So the aquarium was going to go in. Cool. Benchtop counters, I don't think we need to concern ourselves with those just yet. Needs 2 glass, so I need 8 if I want to put 2 more windows in. We'll get down and we'll build this and we'll dump the rest of these supplies off. Basically, at this point, I'm waiting for the Aurora to blow up, so the radiation banks and everything all come into play. And at that point, scoop that on the way through. Piss off, Stalker. At that point, I'm going to start looking through Rex, because I will start searching for Rex. I need to find the multi-purpose room plans.
Warning. Local radiation readings suggest the Aurora's drive core has reached critical state. Quantum detonation will occur within 2 hours. Advise observing a 10-kilometer safety range.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright, so let's actually, if we're going to enjoy the show, no, I really need to build this. It's not giving me enough space. I don't think it's going to let me build it in here. That's unfortunate. I have all that in my inventory for. Much better. Let's go back to the pod so we can watch ourselves an explosion. And yeah, I'm going to have to build the Sea Glide so we actually have enough range to be able to go exploring. Salt on the way back, and a couple of these, so we have some fushies for food. God, come back here, you bastard! I don't have time to deal with this. Should be able to cook up a quick snack inside, take a look at what the construction requirements are for the Sea Glide, and we should be in position to watch the boom. Alright, deployable Sea Glide. We need battery, lubricant, copper wire, and titanium. That is actually not all that bad. That shouldn't be too much to put together. I have to double check all of these too. Despite having played this game for a long time, they keep changing the requirements for certain things, so I need to check them after every patch.
Fabricator cooks small organisms while disposing of the skeletal structure, bodily fluids, and internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption.
It's really good that you tell me that now after I've already actually cooked food on you and eaten food from you. Alright, so at this point we should be able to sit ourselves up here, and there should be an explosion in just a few moments, which gives me a chance to actually check chat and have a sip of my coffee, which has probably gone half cold. Yeah, lukewarm coffee, that's alright, still passable. Oh, god damn it. I'm going to have to start using this tablet upside down. I keep hitting the back button on it, which flicks me out of the chat, so I can't actually see what people are typing anymore. It clears it each time I do it. Where you get one life and only one life, like a hardcore mode. I'm actually pretty sure there is a hardcore survival mode in the game already, where if you die, that's it, bad luck. So the life pod can create infinite med kits. Where does it get such materials? I have absolutely no idea. It's, yeah. It's the one item in the game that makes no sense. You don't have to give it anything, it just makes them. Not quite. Star Trek replicators, and I'm going to put my geek hat on right here, actually do need a basic mass that it can convert. What flavour coffee? Coffee flavoured coffee, of course. I just used the chat on the Twitch dashboard. Yes, I have the chat up on the Twitch dashboard at the moment. It's what I'm actually using now to read off. The problem is, as you know, my eyes are all messed up, and my side monitor that is displayed on is, well, to be perfectly frank, too small. It's only a 21-inch monitor. My main screen is 32 inches, and I'm actually upgrading it to a 50-inch, so I have the ability to see clearly, and the 32 will be becoming a secondary screen. The side monitor at 21 I have to lean in on, which is why my audio would have sounded a little funny then as I was leaning in to actually read the chat, which is why I have the tablet, because I can just pick the tablet up and I can adjust its size just by touching the screen. I can read it far more clearly. It was the issue that I was having the other night. Yes, Subspacer, exactly. A flat white. That's pretty much my standard coffee drink around the computer. Yeah. Well, it's actually a 50-inch high-resolution television, but yeah, that's what I'm going for. It's going to work out in the long run. Yes, it is a TV. The main reason I'm actually going for that at this point is also because it is going to become part of my desk replacement, which is actually going to be a semi-sim pit in the long run. So I need the larger screens for it. It's actually only the long-term plans at this point. It's actually only going to be one of 3 50-inch screens. That's the long-term plan, is everything that I've got on the desktop at the moment will go on. There will be 3 50-inch televisions mounted horizontally, which will give me a nice long view. I'll still be able to turn the main one, and it will still play in 1080p for my YouTube, for most of my YouTube stuff. But when I'm actually doing my main flying, I'll be able to turn it the other way, and with track IR on, I'll basically have 150-inch wide play area or a screen area to actually play through. So yeah, that's what I'm going for. When you want to flight sim properly, Ice Queen, you need the real estate. It's that or VR, and at the moment, VR has issues for video creation. Let's put it that way. So yeah, if you have a look around for sim pits in Google Images, you'll actually see what I've got in mind. It's actually not an uncommon thing for those that are building sim pits or semi-sim pits to mount. Pardon me, hang on. To mount horizontally mounted televisions as your main screens, because they give a much better view from in the vertical. So you can look down over the nose of your aircraft or through the nose of your cockpit to actually see. It gives you a much better sort of a view orientation in comparison to what you would have in flying a real aircraft. So there are screenshots of how you mount them up and how the mountings for them all come together. And some of those are actually pretty close to what I've got in mind, but I've got a few custom things that I've got to do for the pit that I'm designing, because I need the keyboard to be able to come in. I need, obviously, the joysticks mounted down the right-hand side, but I need to be able to change between joystick, throttle, and a gamepad on the left-hand side, so I need the ability to convert the controllers based on what I'm doing, and room for button boxes, so I can have extra switches and dials that are not on my HoTaS system or on the keyboard, that I can program into the game as well. I actually do like playing in VR. The main problem I have with VR, though, is making videos afterwards, because pretty much everything I do is, you know, it's based around the channel. So I can set up 3 screens and play on a massive screen resolution across these screens, do my flight simming, record everything off at the correct resolution, and then when I come to the editing software, I can shrink, adjust, and modify what I've got in order to make a 1080p image out of those 3 screens. And that is not complicated to actually do. With VR, because it plays in an odd resolution and you've got dual screens, there's no way to really show VR without it warping, stretching, and distorting because of the way it displays the image within the VR device. So the only option to do a video is to use replays. not a problem. Well, it's a hit and miss problem. Not so much of a problem for IL-2. Its replay system is very good, so I can get away with it there. But in War Thunder, there are certain elements of the UI that I can't get rid of, and I don't like having the replay UI available, so I would have to turn that off, which means if I'm showing a realistic battle, you lose all the markers in the process. And in DCS, it comes down to being hit and miss as to whether or not the replay system is actually going to work on that particular flyout. Because I've had ones where, well, I don't know if you're familiar with, how many of you are familiar with DCS, but the replay system is a little strange on how it operates, and it doesn't always show what actually happened. I've had times where I've taken off and I've flown a 40-minute sortie, gone to the replay file, and according to the replay file, I took off and crashed at the end of the runway. For the moment, these are probably only going to be, at least the first screen I'm getting is only a 1080p screen at 50 inch, which is, yeah, unfortunate. But I am looking at 4K screens in the long run. That's going to be probably the course of next year to actually go. The 1080p screens I'm getting very cheap. These are not going to cost me much. Some of them are second hand. And they're going to put together just so I've got the base screen assembly, and then I'll be looking for 3 4K screens in the long run. It will stretch out to a point, but what I would do is take the resolution of the 3 screens, shrink it to it's as close to 1080p as possible, and then I can crop. And here we go. This is what we were waiting for.
Emergency. A quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core. The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, they've added some sub-explosions to that too. Some nice particle effects around the rear. The only problem I've always had with this, it would be really nice if they actually had a shockwave move through the water as well to follow the explosion, but the ocean stays calm, which is sad. But the explosion itself, very pretty. I do like that. Yeah, 4K is going to be a bitch to drive with a triple monitor. Yes, 4K will be a bitch to drive if I was going to be using the current system. As I said, this will be built over the next year, and my hope is by the end I'm either going to be running dual Titans or dual 1080 titaniums for the video cards, and I won't be on the 6700K anymore. By then, I should have switched over to Threadripper. Or at least, that's the current plan. Unless something goes incredibly wrong money-wise, or my savings fall out the arse, yeah, we should be good. Okay, 3:48. Yeah, I can do probably another half hour here before I'm going to bugger off. And you are really close to my escape pod. You need to get out of here, you little shit. Yeah, that's more like it. Probably should quickly grab some food and cook it up before we go much further. Come back here, you shit.
New creature discovered.
Whole fish. Just grab some of the new fish so we get some of the new plans. Stop running. Alright, cool. Now we get some stuff we can quickly cook up, make some fresh water, have a bit of a drink, and then there was that cave, which I think will be a good place to start getting the copper we need for the Sea Glide. Where are we going to go here? Cooked boomerang. Almost seems a shame to cook up such a lovely fish. And the whole fish. 6, that'll be close enough. We really have to start collecting some salt and making some bleach. Now, Aurora, this way. Pretty sure the cave was over here. Yeah, the price will come into the equation as well, but I'll have to take a look on. Have to take a look at exactly what I can get. A big thing to consider when I'm working this, because this is actually my job. A lot of this stuff I can actually write off against tax once I've made my purchases. So that's how I can afford to sort of think this big. I can tell you right now, if I didn't have the ability to do that, I wouldn't be upgrading for years either. I just wouldn't have the capability. It would cost too much in the long run. But that's why I pay tax, because it allows me to do things like that. And because, well, they won't let me not pay tax. Thing's laughing at me. Didn't think the joke was that funny. Shit, I've lost the tunnel.
Oxygen.
I was sure I left that tunnel over here. Seems too far away, or I've moved too far north. I'm looking for the tunnel that I spotted a little bit earlier on. Actually, something just occurred to me. I've got to quickly tab out, pardon me. That moment when you realise that you're still advertising the stream the wrong way. I need to get better at this, sorry everybody. Okay, that should fix that. Back to game. Cool. Alright, that was a mistake. Yeah, the prices are ungodly, but depending on how much I can get them for, I'll have to sniff around, see what I can find for discounts. You know, advantage is I get a lot of my money in US dollars, so if it works out cheaper, it's actually possible for me to directly buy the cards from the States and import them into Australia. It doesn't always work out cheaper, but I have the option available, and because I'm starting with US dollars, I don't have to pay a currency conversion fee to begin with, which definitely gets things moving in the right direction. Yeah. It's also a matter of seeing what AMD comes up with. You know, I may not actually go for a the GeForce build in the next computer if AMD comes out with a card that is worth spending its money on. It's worth spending money on in its place. But currently, yeah, there's nothing that I'm really into. None of the AMD cards are really floating my boat. This is not the debris field we were at before, but this is near another drop-off. So, what have we got on this one? Grav spears, grav spheres, beacons. And that looks like really about it. Don't fart that green shit at me. Okay, so that is definitely not the drop-off. Bugger it, I guess we're just going to come back in here. We just need to find the copper supplies for starters. We'll take the lead because we'll need that later.
30 seconds.
All the quartz we can. And who knows, I may come across the cave while I'm swimming around looking for the copper. Huh. Seeing any large deposits? I've got a terrain glitch over here from the looks of it. Oh, there we go. Just took a few moments for that to render in. And yeah, I'm not going down in there.
Oxygen.
Down into this small area and see what we can find. Come on. No, you... God, I hate those things. On the upside, now it's gone. Alright, so how does a fish like this actually evolve in the first place? This is a fish that defends itself by blowing itself up. That doesn't seem like something that should actually evolve. And this is the other side of the cave, so... No, 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 no. Shit, I'm gonna drown. Unless I'm really lucky here, I'm gonna drown. Oh, and I get really lucky. Okay, so we found the cave. This is the other side of it. So, we head into the tunnel. Hopefully that's all of them, and we have... hopefully massive amounts of copper inside of here. 48 seconds of air left. This should be very close. Oh, not another one. No. Yes, that's another one. And that one killed me.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Shit. Yeah, their aggro range has been severely increased. And I think their numbers have been increased. I've never encountered this many of them in the starting zone. That's a dick move to put so many of those inside of the starting zone before you have access to the stasis rifle, because the stasis rifle is the only thing you have that can actually help you with these. Now that means all of that copper that I picked up and all of that quartz that I picked up is now gone. Unless it respawned it all after I died and just reset me back to the last time I left the base. Which I doubt, which means I've probably lost it all. Still got the tank at least? Yes, I've got the tank. I've completely lost where the cave was again. Grab air first. So that is the debris field that I found earlier on. From there we came back this way and I found the underwater valley, and that was what led us back to the inside of the cave. Yeah, well that's the idea. I'm trying to craft the sea glide at this point, but I need the copper that's in that cave. That was the whole point of being in that cave. Sad bit is, we probably had enough then too. And this is looking like what I'm after. And yeah, it looks like everything in here has been popped, so that should be all of them gone. 48 seconds. Unfortunately, that'll be all the copper gone too. So all the resources we gathered don't respawn, so we just lost all that copper. Shit, that was nearly all of it. Grab some air and then come back down. What the? Oh no, this is it all. This is all the stuff that I was carrying. It's just floating where I died. That's new. That never happened. Or at least some of it is. Is all my copper down here? All my copper is down here. Alright, this isn't so bad. In the past, whenever you died, that was it. You lost a lot. Alright, I like this. I think that's everything. We'll just grab that quartz. 156 off the... We're going towards the rear of the Aurora. Right, let's head back in. Let's see whether or not we actually have enough to start putting a sea glide together. Fuck off, you. Absolutely not in the mood for your shit right now. Got the titanium on the way through. Come back here. Or don't come back here. Either way. Yeah, you got the point that time. Okay. Let's have a look-see. Sea glide, battery, lubricant, copper wire. Titanium. The titanium we'll definitely have. We've already got. Copper wire we can make one of right now. The battery I just need to grab 2 acid mushrooms for. And we do need lubricant. So So that's the only catch, the only thing we actually need, lubricant. So that's the battery done. Deployables. Wire and one titanium. Can I make another copper wire at the moment? Because that would be... I can. Alright, I'll make another copper wire. Should allow me to pop out the beacon. And still only need the lubricant. I'm going to put everything into storage here for the moment. Just in case, except that beacon, which I'll... Yeah, it's already on 4. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to drop the beacon off at the base, just so I've got a... I've got an easy way of always finding it, without having to think about it. Grab the seeds I need to make the lubricant off the end, produce the sea glide when I get back, and at this point, I'll probably bring the stream to a close, but I may do some more of this tonight. I have to go and pick up the family. There are a couple of towns over visiting the in-laws, so I've got to go collect them, and then I better come back and actually start making another video for the channel. And there's the base, so we'll just quickly swim down here. At least that a little bit higher, please.
30 seconds.
Actually, I don't have to swim to the surface. Just jump inside and grab some air. Cool. Alright, so now we've got a beacon to the base for easy location. Down here into the creepvine forest. And we'll grab 1, 4. And so you stop asking me to do this.
New blueprint acquired.
Yes, I know, new blueprint acquired. And begin the swim back to the base. And at this point we should have everything we need to actually put the sea glide together. Yeah, in the past, Ice Queen, it has just despawned. When you died, everything that was in your inventory was gone. That's the first time I've actually seen stuff drop, which is... Yeah, that's new. And it's definitely better. Okay, so... produce a couple of lubricant here.
Lubricant is essential in construction of vehicles and power plants.
And fiber mesh. I'll just make one of those and put that in storage at this point. One lubricant, kick the quartz out. So we want the battery, we want the copper, we have the lube, and it was not quartz, titanium. I think that was all it was after. Yep, and we have a sea glide.
The sea glide will increase your effective exploration range. For your safety, please pack
There we go,
supplies for
that's
long journeys
much
and stay
better.
within 5 kilometers of the nearest life pod or habitat.
Alright, well ladies and gentlemen, I think at this point I'm going to bring this stream to a close. I'm impressed. This is the first time jumping onto Subnautica in the last 2 builds that they've released, and from the looks of things, they have made some serious improvements. It's much smoother, there's zero lag, there's zero control input lag. I didn't notice any popping in. I only noticed one point where there was a texture or environment glitch, and as soon as I got close to it, it corrected itself on its own and never appeared again. Some of the gameplay mechanics I like the changes for. I like the UI changes. This is pretty bloody good. This is feeling very close to release time now. This is 1 or 2 more patches and this will no longer be an early access game. It'll be a early access success story. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching, and as I said, I probably will pop a stream later on tonight, but we'll see. Take care.